their well-being is also ultimately my own well-being. They are happy, I will be happy.
The first step and the first lesson is to accept the need for change.
What dent are you going to leave on the human race? What is going to be different by the time you die from now for this planet? You realize you have that power.
Good morning, everybody. Now about education.
Educating the heart.
Education is, I think, something, a special thing for human being because we have marvelous intelligence. So in order to, utilize human intelligence, we need some kind of sort of method to open that. So that's the education. However, recent centuries, I think education actually, I think, decade by decade improve. So on global level, perhaps, or humanity as a whole, I think education quite advanced. Now we are 21st century. Still, in a way, I think the goal of education, in a way, I think failed to bring genuine harmony, humanity, genuine sort of, sort of responsible people, right?
No.
And sometimes education bring more anxiety, more stress, and also education brings more suspicion because more competitive sort of feeling that brings suspicion and loss trust. So trust is the basis of harmony, basis of friendship. So what's wrong? Education itself, nothing wrong. But I think like human body, also the healthy body, just so is food, sufficient food alone, not sort of a guarantee for good health. Exercise and many other things involved. So similarly, knowledge alone may not bring our goal. So education, mainly something like, I think, brain development. So this education simply something like instrument. So that instrument, whether use this way or that way, or another word, constructive way, destructive way, is entirely depend on the user. So similarly, education, whether really bring our desired goal or not, other things, other factors. Now that is, I believe, a sense of community and sense of responsibility. Now that very much related with human affection. Consider others part of our community, and their well-being is also ultimately my own well-being. They are happy, I will be happy. If they face no problem, I also will face the problem. So recognition, since we are social animal, and today, particularly today's reality, we're heavily interdependent. So in that moment, that circumstances, we really need certain sort of spiritual outlook combined with education together. Then I think our goal, even the education goal, also then achieve, then materialize. So of course, I'm a refugee. Last 50 years as a homeless person. I always telling my Indian friend, the homeless person found very happy new home. So during that period, in new home, because of there is freedom, no restriction. Therefore, I have opportunity meeting with a variety of people, and also opportunity to visit different countries, different places. So consider usually education highly developed, and the material values also highly, as material facilities also much advanced. But in this area also a lot of problem. There's some rich people, very sort of I think something like a billionaire, but as a person, very unhappy person. Then also, a lot of sort of the troublemaker, actually highly educated. But then these people, their knowledge manipulate for destructive way. Then also in the younger generation, particularly I notice in Japan, among the young student, rate of depression sort of patient increasing, and also sometimes suicide also you see happening. So, and then as a result, learning or witness these things, then I had the sort of view that the modern education alone is not sort of sufficient. And other things we need. Now, problem is we pay much attention about material, about education, not sufficient sort of pay attention about our spiritual values. So just in Vancouver, one panelist, he also mentioned the modern education is very much based on industrial
age. Modern education system is very much modeled on the understanding of the human society of the industrial age.
So I think he very I think, very knowledgeable person. And particularly, I really attracted his English accent. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. I think BBC accent, I think really wonderful. So sometimes Australian sort of English accent, sometimes difficult. And then also American accent, also that also not very beautiful. So you see that person, you see his English accent is excellent. So when he used to speak, then I look like that. Sound is nice, accent is nice, and then meaning also very nice. So like that. So therefore, I just want to share with you. Please pay more attention about our inner spiritual, moral sort of principles. When I say spirituality, not religious mean, not religion. But I'm speaking some kind of universal value. Essentially, human love, human compassion. From birth, we already have that. So I'm talking that thing. So I usually call secular ethics. Then kasari NGO kashiyasabe. What kind of NGO? I was told to some NGO people. What kind of? Regarding education or some other field? I don't know. In any way, doesn't matter. So these are my sort of main topic. And wherever I go, I always mention these things. I think reason why I sort of thinking seriously about these things is basically I'm just one human being out of 6 billion human beings. On that level, no differences. Nationality, religious belief, rich and poor, educated or uneducated, color, these things are secondary. On secondary level, there are so many differences. But fundamental level, we are same. Physically, mentally, emotionally. And more important, all 6 billion human beings have every right to overcome suffering and to achieve happy, joyful life. So that's our concern. If the 6 billion whole world become peaceful, joyful, less fear, everybody get immense benefit. So taking care of others is actually taking care of oneself, like that. So with that belief, number one, my commitment is promotion of human value in order to bring inner peace, inner happiness, and through that way create happier family, happier community, and through that way, there is only hope is through that way, happier globe, happier humanity, number one. Second, I'm Buddhist, so the genuine harmony among the different traditions. That's my second commitment, promotion of that, my second commitment. So these two things, till my death, I committed. So, my first commitment, promotion of human value. The promotion, since the goal, human value itself is universal value. In a way, secular value. So the method also should be secular way. not touching religious concept, religious belief. If we touch a religion, then there are so many different religious traditions. So it becomes complicated. Therefore, in India, India's constitution on secular basis, because India, 1,000 years, multi-religious society. So therefore, you can't pick up one religion. So respect all religion, even you should respect non-believers. Recently, I met, the opposition party's leader. Of course, since many years I know him. So recently I met him, and we discussed, we casual talks. Then he mentioned, according Indian tradition, the 1,000 years is a different school of thought there. One school of thought is we call in the Sanskrit word Charvaka, that's nihilism, denying existence of life after death, and also denying existence of God, heaven, nothing, just this life. So you should consider human life is just like one plant, like that. So that school of thought, all rest of the Indian sort of school of thought, you should condemn or criticize this nihilist, yet respect them. So these, you see, the nihilist is a non-believer, but respect them. So therefore, according to India's sort of tradition or concept, the secular does not mean rejection of religion. So then also I want to say, you see, the one lady, she carried a Tibetan flag. And here also one Tibetan flag. I'm quite sure the concerned organizer may receive some complaint from some Chinese officials. Then you have to talk. When I was in Peking, 1954-55, about 6 months, I stayed in Peking itself. During that period, I had several meetings with Chairman Mao Zedong. So on occasion, Chairman Mao Zedong asked me, do you have flag, national flag? And with little hesitant, I mentioned, yes, we have our own flag. Then he advised me, your flag must keep along the national flag, the red flag, he mentioned. So if some Chinese mission approached to you, you told them, Dalai Lama in 1955, 56 already got a permission from Chairman Mao. So he says, these days the Chinese consider this is something symbol of spiritist. It's not. The Chinese constitution itself recognizes Tibetan, like Uyghur and Mongolia and some other. They recognize as a separate, different sort of nationality, ethnic groups. So even if you see Tibetan script in China, the People's Republic of Chinese sort of no currency, there, you see Tibetan script there. Chinese, Tibetan, I think Mongolian or Manchu or something, there are 3 or 4 script there. So therefore, a Tibetan flag, logically, is a give. Thus, Tibetans, their own identity. Like that. I also have anger. If some people, you see, doing some silly thing, sometimes I lost my temper. But then, basically, I think we should have sort of the awareness. Anger is bad. Bad for my own physical health. According to some medical scientists, they say too much anger actually eating our immune system. So I think you are taking every care about your own health, isn't it? So therefore, you see the part of your sort of method, caring your own physical health. Please reduce anger. Should have awareness. Anger is bad for my health. Okay. Then anger also is very bad for the happy sort of family. If you remain angry all the time, if you remain whole day anger, agitated mind, your family members suffer. I think a poor dog also suffer. Poor cat also is a suffer. Clear. And then also, if you remain constant anger, shouting, bad face, even your neighbor, then eventually become more distant from you. So anger, superficially, something like defend your own well-being, something like that. But in reality, destroy your own interest. That awareness will not eliminate anger immediately, but because of that kind of sort of recognition, mentally you remain distant from anger. Then gradually anger will reduce. I do that. And then sometimes when anger develops, then makes sort of separate being, oneself, separate being, look at anger. Something very
You feel almost as if, when you feel almost as if puffed up with anger, separate, imagine a separate self. Now, puffed up. No.
So then you see, you feel the separate self. Then feel something laughing. What use that? Then the real sort of, the work. If you develop anger due to someone else's sort of bad behavior or something negative towards you. In that case, it is much better, without anger, investigate what's the best way to hit back. Too much emotion, you can't think properly. You cannot see the reality. So without anger, calm mind, then look, investigate. What is the weak spot of your enemy? Then try to hit. Sometimes the angry people, too much anger, sometimes hitting oneself, isn't it? Do you like that? It's silly, foolish, like that. Thank you much. Thank you.